Welcome back. This is the beginning of the last unit for this year, Unit 9. We are in week 11 and this is lecture 23. And the title for this particular lecture is Diet and Nutrition. This is going to be a short little lecture to introduce you to the first activity that we're going to do in this new unit. So I'm kind of excited about this unit because I'm real interested in nutrition and especially in the biochemistry of nutrition. So we're going to learn a little bit about biochemistry and try to understand this in the context of diet and nutrition. So first we're going to take a look at nutrition from a public health standpoint, sort of a macroscopic view of nutrition, and then we're going to break it down bit by bit and look at the microscopic view of nutrition, and that is to try to understand nutrition using our biochemical knowledge that we're going to acquire. Okay, first of all, the governments, in particular, we'll talk about the United States government, has recognized that there's a strong link between proper nutrition, good diet, and health. And so public health is of an interest of interest to a nation because keeping people healthy is expensive. If people are doing things that cause them to be unhealthy, then it reduces productivity and costs taxpayer dollars to deal with the consequences. That's why there's been a big debate about smoking over time. Bit by bit, the government has set standards to try to limit people from smoking, to try to curb the habit of smoking, and just how smoking is perceived by the population, because it was costing the United States so much money to treat people who became ill because of prolonged smoking. So the same thing is true with diet and nutrition. And so way back in 1958, the government came out with this concept of the basic 4 food groups to try to help people know, how to prepare a healthy diet. And so, personally, I remember seeing this image of the 4 basic food groups. Only when I was in elementary school, I remember that it was 4 even pieces of the pie. But apparently it was supposed to be 2 larger and 2 smaller, but honestly I don't remember the size difference. So the point was that you should be eating a variety of foods, more servings from bread and cereal and fruits and vegetables than milk and dairy and meat and poultry, to try to get people the concept that you need all 4 food groups, what was labeled as 4 food groups at the time, to have a healthy diet. Then in 1991, the 4 basic food groups in this circle was updated to give the food pyramid. And the food pyramid, the purpose of changing it was, first of all, there's better graphics and available, more printing, more paper available, that sort of thing, in the 90s than there were in the 50s. And so not only did they say they changed the number of servings, but they put it in the shape of a pyramid to show that you could get most of your diet from bread, grains, and cereals, and then the next level up, fruits and vegetables. And you can see that the serving sizes had changed from 4 or more to 6 to 11 to try to get people to eat more, grains and pasta and less meat, basically, and yogurt, because meat and cheese carry not only the protein but also a lot of fat. And so they tried to show that most of your diet should come from cereals and grains, next fruits and vegetables, then meat and yogurt, and then at the very top to use these other types of foods sparingly, fats and oils and sweets. Okay, they're not really necessary for a healthy diet, so that they should be used sparingly. And that type of dessert is left off of the circle. Okay, now there's a new food pyramid that's been introduced, and it's called My Pyramid, and it looks like this. And it's called the slogan is My Pyramid Steps to a Healthier You. And in this particular pyramid, you'll notice that there's no mention of food groups or the amounts of food groups. And now they have a an image of a human being walking upstairs. And so the point of this is that it's not only what you eat, but exercise as well that leads to a healthier you. So it's an attempt, a public health message, an attempt to have people understand that it's, health depends not only on what you eat, but also on your physical activity. And also, you'll notice it doesn't really say much, and if you don't know what this is, you may not be able to get any information out of it. So always when they show this pyramid, then underneath it is this website, mypyramid.gov. Okay, and the point is, my pyramid is that this kind of one-size-fits-all pyramid here doesn't necessarily work. Everybody doesn't need to eat that much. Some people might need to eat more. It depends on your size and your physical activity. So that's why they took the numbers of servings off the pyramid, because that was sort of a one-size-fits-all. And then they just leave these colors, and the colors indicate the different food groups. Orange is grains, and green is veggies, and red is fruits. Blue is dairy, and then purple is meat, protein, whatever your protein. Could include beans, okay, proteins. This yellow, I don't know what it is. If any of y'all can figure it out, let me know. I'm guessing it might be the dessert business, but I don't know. So if you can figure it out and email me, I'll give you some bonus points, whoever can do it first, okay? Figure out what the yellow is. All right, so anyway, the point of this, my pyramid, is that it's an interactive pyramid. And in order to get any kind of useful information out of this, other than you can kind of see, looks like more grains, but together fruits and veggies make up the bulk of the diet, and the meat and proteins is the very least amount. But in order to get the most out of it, it is personalized to you. And you have to go to this website and enter some information about yourself, and then it will spit back out, how many servings of each of these types of foods you should be eating. Okay, so it's not terribly useful if you imagine you're in elementary school right now and you didn't grow up like I did with this and then this. You all probably were taught the food pyramid as part of your health class, but imagine you're just coming along and this is what you see. What you would be taught is that you have to go to the website in order to personalize your health plan, okay? This is quick. This kind of, just a quick visual to see, oh, okay, more of that, less of this, and even the pyramid, more of that with the pictures to give examples of what they're talking about when they say meat, poultry, fish, dry beans, eggs, and nuts. They've got pictures of that sort of thing. Okay, whereas here there's no pictures. So anyway, you would be taught in an elementary school or middle school, and your teacher would take you to the mypyramid.gov site, and you would work through it yourself. So what I would like you to do, the first activity, is something that I call the nutrition self-study. So I've made up about a 3 or 4 page worksheet to take you through this website to help you get to know a little bit more about how it works, to kind of analyze your diet yourself and figure out whether or not you're in the right ballpark. So I've allowed 3 class days in the schedule to work on this. So you can work on it, I'd like for you to work on it in groups, but I'd also, you may have to work on it a little bit at home as well, depending on how long it takes you and how much fun you're having with it. Okay, and so what you're going to do when you do this nutrition self-study, following the guidelines in the handout that I made it for you, after you figure out how many carbs, proteins, and fats you should be eating, then for the rest of the unit here, we're going to take a look at defining, what do these words mean, carbs, proteins, and fats. And chemically, for example, what's the difference between good carbs and bad carbs, or good fat and bad fat, or essential versus non-essential amino acids. So you'll be getting advice from your nutrition self-study, but I think that if you understand on a deeper level the difference and why, one carb is good versus another, same for fat, same for amino acids and proteins, it'll help you, understand what you're putting in your body a little bit better. Okay, so after you take a look at this self-study, we'll come back and investigate these the food groups from a biochemical standpoint.